Good morning. This is Nereida La Sirena with Celestial Soul Wellness, and today we're talking about the September 30th, October 1st, 2016 new moon. Just real quickly, remember you can see the table of contents on either one of these sides, on one of them I know, or down there in the description, okay? So again, thank you always for allowing me the privilege of being part of your lives. It is a wonderful positive energies I feel all the time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you ever enjoy any part of this video, please thumbs up and share, all right? And constructive, loving, thoughts are always welcome too. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, um, some people have been calling this moon a black moon. Well, just so you know, it wasn't really ever like a black moon or blue moon. What they were saying, they like to use certain tactics, scare tactics for advertisement to catch your attention, for you to read and go. And usually the best way is using something that's gonna ignite that fear syndrome within us, okay? So really it's not an official name. Maybe after 50 years, 25 years, they'll start making it official. But it doesn't mean anything except that it's the second new moon in 1 month. Give it an opportunity. And it's only happening in the Americas because that the new moon otherwise is on October 1st if you're in Europe and other parts of the world. So taking note of that. Let's move on to the Sabian symbol. The Sabian symbol for this wonderful new moon in Libra that's happening is 9 degrees, excuse me, 9 degrees Libra. And it's three old masters hanging in a special room, okay, and of an art gallery. Sometimes they seem to speak to each other, all right? So this is really neat. We have three old masters. Well, a lot of times a master is going to be one who's experienced. So when we say master in art, it's coming from, it is a well admired piece. It is a piece that has probably been made a long time ago already because it's a master's, okay? And then they say old, so it's redundant and meaning it's a very long time ago, a few centuries ago, not something that is contemporary, okay? And so that's the emphasis there. So it's an experience, taking the experience, the wisdom, and the ideas of the old, okay? And remembering that art, too, is something that is representing the artist's passion within, okay? The artist is speaking to us from within through pictures, through color, through lines, geometry, math. And so using those as symbols, as if each one was a letter and it's creating a whole word, sentences, paragraphs, stories. Okay? So art is just another idea of communicating. Yet it's communicating something that was worthwhile to the artist. Maybe the viewer is not understanding or comprehending, okay, because we're not relating or putting ourselves in that position. But either way, it is still something that is resonating down deep within the artist, okay? When they use certain colors that seem very bright, it's using passion, right? Even though it's not what a viewer might want, or maybe another viewer can resonate completely because they're on that level. Okay, they're on that frequency. So now we have those three arts, and it's in a special room. So they are regarded not just as masters, okay, but now they're all placed in a special room. So now we have another type of, when we say masters, we're giving them high accolades, high regard, okay? All that this experience is, all right, is from, it's timeless. And then in a special room, another form of alkylate, almost as if it's non approachable and only people with the key can go in. But what are those keys that allow us to go in to those frequencies, those vibes, those passions, those ideas of those artists to allow ourselves to resonate on that level? Okay. And they seem to speak to each other. So that means those passions, those pictures are relating in one way or another, coincidentally, because usually it's not like, oh yes, I'm gonna paint this and you paint that one. Three people got together, or maybe one did see a painting and they're an artist of 100 years later, and they're like, I'm gonna paint a response to that. That is a possibility also. Okay, so taking that into consideration. So remembering all those and understanding how certain bases of the past can bring and help the contemporary to develop more, giving it a strong base, using that wisdom. We don't have to copy this style, but understanding the basis so that way we can create a new, right? Like in inventors, our unique lifestyle. Still understanding the basis though. So it's a very nice thing. And that goes in, it trickles into the Libra new moon, all right, in 9 degrees, and about harmony. So let me just write this down. So what we're doing here is we have relationships as the focus with this new moon. And now this is very important because the new moon, remember, is always right next, the moon is always right next to the sun. And because the sun is so bright, we can't see the moon, even though it's still there. Hence black, yeah, black new moon. All right. So I know where they get these names. And so, but what's going on there? We have several conjunctions. So that means we have, let's see here. We got the sun, okay? We got the moon, and then we got Sappho. We're gonna let the lipstick be Sappho here, okay? And then we got Jupiter, all right? So we got them all there. Sappho being right next to this new moon is really, and look at what picks color, right? Sappho meaning there is different ideas, okay? Allowing ourselves to open up to the beauty and what beauty is within the masculine and feminine essence, because Libra is quintessential balance, okay? And even though it's a masculine sign, it is ruled by Venus balance, okay? And a lot of people used to think that uh, the balance was law. Really, it came from the market being weighing something, and then they would put gold pieces, and it was worth its weight in gold. Okay, that's how many gold pieces someone got. All right, regarding the item. And so it is having that balance of worthiness, of respect, because when we show worthiness, we're showing respect, we're valuing it. Okay, and in the relationships, is valuing the difference and uniqueness in one another and how it can create harmony and beauty. If it's not creating harmony and beauty, okay, then it's not really going to be a value at this time. All right, and I say at this time because there are times when we need differences, okay? And so we can still be unique, but if it's creating a warlike situation, then it's not providing that balance. So in this, we are uniquely respected because we have the masculine essence, the feminine essence, we have the item, and then we have the gold. They're not the same, okay? They're not made of the same substance, yet they can be both appreciated. and creating that harmony and balance in the lives. Though also a Libra is known to rule law, but also to Sagittarius, okay, it's creating that fairness, respecting, trying to keep everything just so we can continue with our uniqueness. And this is very important. I keep saying that because Jupiter now has entered, well, not right now, but it had already entered, okay, Libra. So it's expanding these ideas of beauty, of harmony, and of being just and fairness and valuing, okay? If there's at any time, if there is someone who is showing abuse, all right, either through neglect, through verbal, okay, actions that can harm, all right, so physical, psychological, even emotional, because emotional is when they know someone has a weakness and they're going to hurt into that weakness to to grab energy from that person to feed their own ego. And that is not appropriate amongst human beings, yet it's continuously done over and over because unfortunately we show the animal side, that ego side, that inner child side, all right, that lower self side is really, really animal based, okay? It's fear based because there's a sense of it's not being. Okay, when we are in our being, we don't need to survive because we can be. We can just allow our living to happen. But if we are trying to survive, we are saying that there's not enough and that we have to constantly focus on I might not live, I might not breathe, I might not eat, I might not drink. And so then we are constantly stressed, we're constantly on, okay? And those are things that are taught, all right? When you touch a child, that ignites, a baby, that ignites love right away. And so we say certain things are innate, but it's that consolation going, oh, and then we feed it right away because we realize we wanted to make that connection. It's all taught, okay? It's even taught within the womb. What is going on in the mother? The child is sensing it, what the mother is putting inside. And so that child is representing that essence, okay? That physical essence of what was going on psychologically, emotionally within the mother. It's very interesting. That's why that moon is that big connection. Okay. So having Jupiter there, it is that emphasis of still developing ourselves and really giving ourselves love because Libra is ruled by Venus and it's telling us to love ourselves, really give to ourselves and to help us grow and as we are loving ourselves, we are allowing ourselves to evolve, to have more self confidence. And when I say self confidence, we're not saying, oh, I'm better than someone else. Okay, you could be better at a certain topic, theme, action, but we do not deserve, we are all children of God and the keeping and of the universe, all right? We all are here to evolve using the lessons, our karmic lessons, to evolve. And the faster we learn those lessons, we evolve and ascend faster also, okay? Because essentially our souls want to unite and hopefully that we don't have to come back so many lifetimes, all right? Some people are resentful about having to learn those lessons because they hurt, all right? And talking about the masculine feminine essence, and this is not where one gender is better than another. It just is. Many females find it easier. They don't like the emotional pain, but they understand very much of dealing with the emotional pain. because even upon giving birth, that emptiness, yet the importance of giving instead of being filled. And that is where that unconditional. And so when certain females are out there trying to grasp energy from others, okay, they forget the best thing to do is give to themselves and give more love, all right? But a lot of times people do it with the intent of trying to get love. Then it's not unconditional, it is conditional. And this Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius, is really talking about that connection with Source, to give to ourselves, to give beauty and love to ourselves, all right? Okay, so we're going to move along there. Talking about Jupiter, I know I had other things going on here with Jupiter. We have Jupiter is slowly moving into a sextile with Saturn. So which is really nice because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, Saturn is in Sagittarius. So it's really giving more, all right, and creating that balance of that feminine and masculine essence and igniting it. And it's also in the process for you healers or those of you into transformational energy healing, by any other modality name, Reiki, Theta, Psyche K, okay, hands on. And so, Huna, any kind of shamanism. So, what's going on is it's also going to sextile the asteroid Reiki, which is at 9 degrees Sagittarius. So what's neat about having that Saturn there, it's giving stability and giving it a long-term healing. Within Sagittarius, that Sagittarius represents connecting with Source, the Masaya, the far and beyond. Okay, always when I say that, I think of Buzz Lightyear. uh, and beyond, because that is the connection when we're opening ourselves up for that and allowing that connection, and we can almost use a Christian term where Saturn was the father of Jupiter, okay? And so Saturn, allowing that, Saturn is revisiting his sun's domain, saying hi, okay. And at the same time, his sun is keeping the harmony because he's in Libra, while Saturn is kind of scrutinizing, going, hmm. Yet we can also say is, oh, how Jesus Christ he's, um, physically say, God the Father, the higher self, the higher sources and energy. Okay. And so we have that representing there is actually giving that connection. All right. And allowing that stability. And since it's sextile Jupiter and connect a Reiki, instead of thinking of it being scrutinized, oh, here comes the captain, here comes the commanding officer, oh, here, what are they going to say now? Using the perspective of, stabilizing it, rooting, okay, making roots, and being our own father, creating in those roots within that spirituality, because it's in Sagittarius, because Saturn rules Capricorn, and end of next year he's going to be back in his own home. Okay, so Jupiter is really, while this last day of Saturn in Sagittarius, Jupiter is hanging out. Okay, first, Jupiter was in Virgo, cleaning up and getting organized and paying attention to the little details. Now he's like, all right, all that has been done. And let's keep the harmony at home, let's put the beauty up. And Saturn is in total agreement. And now there's healing with Reiki there. So it's very beautiful situation going on. And taking that to note is then we have, um, with that Saturn and Reiki, it's squaring Neptune. Okay. And now Saturn and Neptune has been squaring for a while, okay? And with its retrogrades, with its going forward, for a while. And it's allowing here. Okay, again, we have that stabilizing our connection to spirituality. And there, it's very important to understand what's the difference. Neptune is in its home of Pisces, which is spirituality, and it's telling us by retrograding in Neptune, okay, it's not even moving forward, it's going to stay there for a while. It is asking us to really, really see and feel and connect. Now, the reason why it's different, I mean, it's even going to be there while Saturn is in Capricorn. And so that's very good to remember because set of rules of living are no longer those set of rules of a lot of religions are no longer going to apply if it's not adjusting itself to the contemporary world and the needs of our constant evolving race and spirituality. Okay, so the difference in religion, so you have all those set of rules, but it's not telling us exactly why. The number one thing we need to remember is how Jesus Christ said, and I know this is the second time I'm bringing him up. A lot of people say that he was a Libra. Okay, I know the Dalai Lama is a Libra. And the number one thing they always say is to love one another. Some say love thy neighbor as they usually love yourself, but a lot of people don't love themselves because they really haven't been taught to. In fact, they were taught that how dare they even consider themselves? They're here only to serve other people and that their own um, sole purpose should be disregarded. Okay, so and that's not really a positive thing. And Neptune is saying no, 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 no. We're not having that. Okay, so in fact, Mars is slowly traveling to a sextile with Neptune. And in doing that, it's going to be allowing, okay, that healing also, because that squaring with Reiki is creating that what is spirituality. You know, some people's like, oh, you didn't go to a place, a building to praise God. We should be, but God says, I am everything, I am everywhere. Source is. So right now, just praying and saying thank you is prayer, meditation, is giving positive energy. If it's not giving positive energy, then it's not value. Yet, sometimes we are not receiving it positively because of our feelings of inferiority, our complexes, our blocks, because of our ego, our inner child, our lower self. And so, what can be considered love, someone else is going to say, no, it isn't. But they can't appreciate it because they haven't been taught to appreciate that. All right. Um, so, as long as it's not abuse, remember, abuse is no. We don't accept harm. Okay, harm creating pains, aches, and also harm that really changes into accepting harm psychologically as accepting physical harm as appropriate form of love. And that is wrong. So going on there, moving forward there. So we have that Mars sextile Neptune. We said it's moving towards spirituality, of allowing meditation, which is a little bit different than prayer. Prayer is asking for meditation, is putting it out there, and also saying, asking for how can I participate in this change. All right, and really also, by doing that in spirituality, when one is meditating, they are also saying, how can I have learned from the lesson of the past, the situation I want to change? How can I release it from my body so I can go forth and heal? Okay, using the universal laws, and there are many universal laws. Okay, a lot of people know the law the um, the law of secret law. What is it? I'm trying to think right now. You know, the secret, right? That people say. Okay, the laws of attraction. Thank you. There we go. Thank you, angels. I was fumbling there. And other universal laws, you know, cause laws of cause and effect, you know, other universal laws of where energy goes, energy flows. So whatever we focus on, we're gonna develop. All right. So, and that includes negativity, you know, and different other aspects. All right, why can people manifest certain things? And this is a good time too to use that because that Neptune in Pisces is opposite of that new moon, and really allowing us to. We think it could create a opposition, but what it's really saying is here are the universal laws. Are you going to use Venus, which rules Libra, or are you going to use the higher octave of, okay, of Venus, which is Neptune, of that unconditional love? And so trying to find that balance, well, finding grounding within ourselves and in every situation, not just being superficial, but also being very depth. Okay, so creating that, seeing the tree for the forest and the forest for the trees, you know, always keeping that balance and always loving ourselves within loving the universe in that aspect completely, completely, completely. All right. Jupiter, the nice thing is we need to, actually not the nice thing to remember too, is Jupiter's opposing Nessus at this time. And with that going between there and Neptune, and also crossing the Per Fortuna, is a lot of people might find this as a fateful time, as someone they might meet someone because it's a new moon, and they might be like, my soulmate. Understand it's the energies that are out there, especially if you have anything squaring, sextiling, up, creating T squares, kites, and stuff like that with anything between 1 degree and 9 degree, 10 degree, all right, of of Libra, Pisces, Sagittarius, Gemini, you know, any air sign and any water sign too, you know. So be aware that before committing yourself and jumping into things, take a step back, wait around a while. Love can wait, really. There's no rush. Only you only feel that you need to rush when you're feeling that you are not loved, have enough love, or you feel like this is not going to last, so you want to trap it and possess it before it gets away. And that really means down deep inside, you are not feeling confident of your deserving, and you're not confident in how you're valuing yourself, and you're worried that they're going to realize that too. So you want to trap them while you can. And that's not appropriate. That's not adult like. That's very much that inner child, ego, lower self, animal style. All right. And in this day and age, it is then you're trying to push your own personal agenda, not valuing that person's okay soul purpose. And that's very important to remember. And another thing going on here is, gosh, let's see here. I talked about that. We have Mars going Capricorn. There might be feelings of obstacles moving ahead with authority figures, all right, because it is Mars is squaring and going to square even more on. I have my notes here. Where did you go? On the fifth, and so I want to say 15th. I am trying to read my. Can you guys read what I have right there? Can someone see? It looks like a 5, right? Not a 15. You know. So but anyway, so moving forward, and then also too is okay. We talked about that. Talked about, oh, The Saturn is squaring the nodes, so that means it's squaring. It's the north nodes. The north nodes with Saturn is creating a mutable T square. I mean, yes, T square. And so what's going on is the south node being in Pisces. It's time to leave the past because we have, we just the last new moon, and then with the eclipses was a lot of instability, but it needed change. Change is needed to happen. And for some people with eclipses, it comes like with a, very forceful, almost as if you've been pushed out of your body or a brick fell on you and you're like, I don't get this, why is this happening to me? And if you look, that is like, and the eclipse energies, its degrees were within, 5, 10 degrees. I usually say 5 to 8 degrees of yours. Then those changes needed to happen, and probably there were clues and you weren't moving forward. This is a good time though to do a lot of transformational energy healing to allow those changes to take place and feel more confident and secure and protected within those energies, and to release the past, okay? Because it's also allowing us to move forward to allow actual healing because the North Node's being in Virgo. So when we allow and let go and release and let the past be in the past, either past life, good time to do past life regression meditations and releasing that, or just things that happened earlier on in our life to move forward, all right, to allow the physical healing to happen. All right. And if you're not really sure, in the meantime, just love whatever hurts. Just love it. If it's your shoulder, you hurt your shoulder, just say, I love you, shoulder, love you, shoulder, love you, shoulder, love you, shoulder. I'm sorry, shoulder, for your pain. I love you, shoulder. I love you, shoulder. Because just getting things done, and sometimes surgery is necessary, but just taking pills or stuff like that is just numbing it. It's not acknowledging the lesson and the pain, why it was caused. Okay. So this is our number one transportation system of our soul. A lot of people are using their body as if there's no soul, as if there's no engine. And one has to really look at the engine of what's going on and work with the engine so that way the physical can move on. Okay, so we have Cetus going retrograde in Aries, and it's allowing us again to move forward with past projects that we probably had started with the past eclipses earlier in the year, and especially because of Aries is ruled by Mars, which is in Capricorn, and so it's allowing us, to pass through the with those projects and using our passion to move forward and becoming that authority figure, using that bravery and allowing us to become that authority figure in that topic. All right. Well, um, stay tuned. We're going to do the individual forecast, and thank you for watching. We're going to start with the individual forecast. This is Nereida La Sirena, and I'm back. And if you like any part of this, please share and thumbs up. I really, really appreciate it. I do. Um, it is a privilege, to be shared like that. So I also want to mention to stay tuned for the second part of the program where it's not just the tarot and oracle cards, but I do talk about how the new moon energies affects us physically, okay, and what things to be aware of, and what herbs and essential oils and yoga positions can help us. And I offer always a meditation with an energy clearing on that. That is timeless. Okay, so let's move forward now to the individual zodiac forecast. All right, so Aries, we have changes going on, new things going on. I mean, you've had eclipses, a lot of stuff going on in April, and then now we have this wonderful new moon in your seventh house. So you're getting opportunity to really, really see what it is you want to start, restart. I say restart, especially if you have Mercury that's natally retrograde. Uh, Clear up in your relationships, okay? What is it that you are going to do? What do you want to offer? How is it you can help yourself? Okay, and by helping yourself, you are only making your relationship better because you are better representing who you are. And when we better represent who we are, we can then guide people accurately and compassionately and lovingly how we need to be loved. And since we are also acknowledging and being honest with ourselves, we can then be truthful to say, I might not be able to offer what you want. Maybe you want milk and I can only provide orange juice, and this is no matter how many times we argue about it, no matter how many times, the partner is demanding it, it's just not going to come from us. That we've tried, it's not our cup of tea. So we have to then think, well, is what they're giving us worth this? Or are we so um, addicted to what they're giving us that we are going to harm ourselves and reject ourselves and resent the other person because we can't give them what they need, and we're going to try and manipulate them and verbally say, yes, 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 I'll give it to you, yet we're not. Okay, and that's not really being fair. And relationships, this new moon in Libra is about being fair and balancing that masculine essence, feminine essence. So really, really take the time. Really know, are you in your masculine energies or are you in your feminine energies? And can your partner reciprocate, okay, and balance that out? And in what way? So, really take a look into yourself and see how you want to connect in relationships, how you want to connect within yourself, what it is you need. You know you're attracted to certain things, but what is it that you need? Okay. And what is it that you feel comfortable, but are you growing? And are you actually enjoying and living and being blissful? If you are just being comfortable, and you're like, I just don't want problems, you're not really evolving because nothing is a problem until we create it as stress and a problem. That means we're saying, there's an obstacle, I don't know how to do it. But when we know, I mean, yeah, it's like a flat tire. It puts a kink in the day when we have a flat tire, but it doesn't change our whole lifestyle. So it just puts a little kink. And sometimes we need to take things in perspective. Are those what we call problems, little kinks that are helping us evolve? Maybe we needed to slow down. Maybe we needed to focus on something else instead of going somewhere. That's why the flat tire happened, okay? Maybe we needed to allow other people to give energy to us. Maybe I know if you're a life path 7 like I am, sometimes we can close ourselves off from the world and be completely content and be one with nature. And other people are like, wait a minute, I want some of your energy. I'm like, I'm sharing with nature here. So, also by allowing people to give energies, we're allowing them to exist. We are saying thankful, and they're feeling they have a purpose in life. So just don't be advantageous, be positive in allowing. Okay, so thank you, Aries, and enjoy this wonderful love affair you're having this next month. Okay, let's continue with Taurus. And Taurus, you're having changes within your health. There's things in your everyday life. It's really time to see, are you balancing? Are you taking in too many dairy products? Are you taking in too much sugar, salt? Libra rules the kidneys, all right? And so are you taking in too much sugary liquids? All right? And not allowing the body to process. Are you pre-diabetic? Then you need to watch those Simple starchy carbs, especially the ones that are not fruit. Okay, anything that's not raw, a package pre-made, those are gonna harm you, and you need to really let that go. I know, I know you're saying no. Well, let's work with the Taurus. Taurus, you guys love pleasure. Well, we all do, but more so is if it's not pleasure driven, it has no purpose. And that's fine, unless you have Virgo in you, Um, that's the main thing for Taurus. So what's going on with Taurus is instead of saying, I'm going to stop eating that, don't tell me to stop eating that because it tastes so good. Well, how does yeast infections feel for you? Does that feel so good? How does it feel when you're constantly stressed? Because the kidneys are home to the adrenals. The adrenals are very small. Okay. I'm looking for a little, let's just say this eraser. Okay. Here are the kidneys on both sides, and this eraser represents the adrenal. It's small, but it's in charge of what the hormones are producing. And if you have any issues with your throat, meaning any, which you probably do, all right, okay, because you're Taurus. So that means your thalamus, your hypothalamus, and also your thyroid. Because the adrenals are constantly on and stressed from the overindulgence, it's not going to allow your thyroid and your thalamus to function well, okay? And it's not going to produce then your adrenals the necessary hormones to have everything balanced in you. Do you like feeling stressed? No. Well, do stuff then to de-stress and breathe into the moment and find that pleasurable. Do you like the pain? No. Tauruses don't like pain. When I used to be a massage therapist and really work, they're like, oh, that's too hard. No, no. And then they would say, I have this kink. I go, well, enjoy the kink. Sometimes we have to have a little bit of pain to enjoy more and longer periods, okay, of our life and deal with that pain. But sometimes some Tauruses, that pain is just so that that other slow pain, they'll put up with it. And it's a self-abuse that the Tauruses do. Okay, in that. They're by overindulging, they're also self-abusing. And so they're creating this circular masochistic, okay, syndrome going on, all in the name of pleasure without thinking, being pain free, being able to mobilize myself and move around and jump up and down and really enjoy life is pleasure in itself. Almost like they want more, they want more. It's an addiction of wanting more and wanting more. And when does it stop? How is it? To remember that too when you express yourself. Uh, Yesterday, one of my clients was telling me that they're going to have a baby gender guessing party. And I was like, a what? They go, oh, yes, where people bring food and they start guessing about the gender. I go, so really it's another reason to eat badly in the name of a baby. That is, wow, that's that's not good. Now, if one insisted, bring all raw food because and fruits and vegetables because I'm pregnant and we're going to have this fun and we're going to make natural juices, that's different. Okay. So really think about what you're doing. Are you encouraging abuse? And you're like, oh my God, that sounds so bad. I know, but I know also, Taurus, sometimes we need a open up our eyes. And your health is so important. You're also having changes in your everyday routine, in your everyday life. Move around more, get out, really breathe. If you're always sitting, walk, move. Go to the beach and feel those negative ions from the waves, okay? Go to the mountains and breathe. If not, go to a park. Um, Go somewhere where there is a lot of positive energy, those negative ions, even if it's in the shower. I know in California, someone's saying, we're in a drought. Okay, you know. Um, but when you do take a shower, really be in the moment. The more you're in the moment, even though it's only for a minute, it can be pleasurable. You know, enhancing that pleasure factor is great, Taurus, but do it naturally. You know, you can be so in tune with yourself and have tantra orgasms all by yourself, anywhere, you know, and really releasing those endorphins all by yourself. You know, so look at these other methods of healthy methods of pleasuring yourself. All right, and no, I'm not talking about being perverse and doing sexual perverse acts in public. Okay, that is, so those of you who are immature and wanted to say those comments or say certain things like that, please don't. You're just showing your animal side and your lack of maturity. All right, but Taurus, I know you can do it. We're supportive, and if you have addictions, I know because I did. Well, I wasn't really addiction, but I really love French fries. And recently, we had some cousins arrive, and they were eating. You know, everybody was getting together, and most of you know I eat mostly raw. Once in a while, I eat a paleo meal with my when I have my son with me. Um, he's not giving up the meat. He's a teenage boy. Well, anyway, so they were there with the French fries, and it was bringing up a feel good factor with everybody. And so I didn't think about it. And I mean, I hadn't eaten French fries in years. I grabbed it and I dipped it in the sauce. And it just all of a sudden I just couldn't have one. I had a couple. This was just like a month ago. Within 3 days, I think it was 2 days later, I bloated like you couldn't believe. And since I eat mostly raw, I was just like, I knew right away what caused this. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a flipping twit. The little girl in me, my inner child, my ego, the animal side, just attack that Taurus. So don't when I say things, I know because I'm talking of experience. No one's perfect, but what I did is I did a clearing of that, and I also created a a shield so that way I'm not attracted to the smell of French fries anymore. So that way it doesn't harm, so I do not continue to harm myself when I put that in my mouth. So that way it's just like, no. So, and we tested it a few times. I'm like, in fact, smelling that fried oil now is like, it kind of disgusts me. It's like, uh-uh, I'm out. You know, you guys enjoy. So that can be done is my exam thing, go to a transformational energy healer, if not myself, someone else in part of Celestial Soul Wellness or anybody else to have that downloaded into you. Okay, Gemini. Wow, we worked a lot with Taurus. Hi, Gemini. Okay, how you guys doing? I mean, really, how are you guys doing? You had things going on with that eclipse, was squaring you, right? A lot of changes, but you guys like change. You get bored having the same thing over and over again. And now you have, this new moon trining you. And so you're just like, this is great. And it's happening in your sector of romance. Ooh, children, a fun, fun. Just be careful, Geminis, because you are ruled by Mercury. Mercury is still at the tail end of Virgo, which does rule Virgo. All right, overindulgence can create anxiety and panic attacks within 3, 4 days of having overindulging. So, in this feel good pleasure, try to make it as natural and raw as possible because then you will, anything that happens after in the few days after, your body is not keeping that sugar within, and then you won't have those reactions of being unstable, okay? Having that feel good and overindulging is not allowing your kidneys to relax and your adrenals to relax in a time of perceived crisis. And so your adrenals get overactivated. It has too much sugar, too much salt, and it's not allowing itself to ground and stabilize during something that maybe in other times we wouldn't react that way. Okay? So, taking that into account and knowing that, think about what is it that you can do, um, especially around the new moon and full moon within 5 days of eating less sugary and salty items, less simple starchy carbs, allowing more magnesium, potassium to enter your body. Okay, if you're not, the doctors say if you're eating correctly, you don't need to take supplements. Sure. Eating correctly is according to, different people, different things. Sometimes my clients say, oh, I eat healthily. I say, okay, write me down your menu that you've eaten the past 3 days. And then we're like, really? You ate lean cuisine? That's not healthy. Okay. No, it's not, Gemini. All right. So, anyway, but this is time to have fun, enjoy, and really, really enjoy through music, enjoy having fun with kids. Now, this is not sexual. This is, I know that didn't sound right talking about kids and then saying the word sexual. This is the fifth house of romance, of enjoying those energies. Please separate it from the eighth house of transformation and sexuality there, okay? Sorry, didn't mean to say one after another. It's not at all, okay? I mean, I even caught that. Sounded weird. But what I'm saying is to really enjoy that time, enjoy the laughter of children, that carefreeness of children, okay? And that just reminded me of something. Hold on. All right. And as we were talking about innocence and pure, and I think what the person really wanted to say was the carefree style of children. Anyway, just sharing that thought. I know you guys wouldn't have mind. So really going out and listening to more music. You know what? Go to a drum session, a drumming circle out on the beach, in the mountains, okay? Really enjoy balancing yourself at this time. Sometimes you guys like to be in relationships because you feel more balanced instead of trying to balance yourself, okay? So be careful of why you're interacting in a romance. Is it because you are feeding off of their energy? Or is it because you just really enjoy that partnership and indulging and having fun and higher positive energies? All right. That's so much more beneficial and can help you much more. Okay. Thank you. If you liked any part of this, please, please share and thumbs up. Okay. Let's continue. Cancer. Hi there, Cancer. And hoping you're feeling good. I know some things might have got shaken up with the eclipses, and now you're having a new moon in your fourth house. So things have been going on at home. Jupiter, you already knew that already a couple of weeks ago when Jupiter entered your fourth house, right? And so it's expanding that and really saying, a time to expand, maybe more people or more mother figures, or you being the mother figure, and there might be creating conflict with others, especially if they're a cardinal sign, and if they are more of a sign that is an air sign, you're having more support, okay, in the process, and even air signs sometimes. So the fire sign, you feel they feel like you're dimming their light, and that's not necessarily so. Also, too, in the expansion and having new things into your home, bringing new items. I'll give you an example because I'm a Cancer Sun, well, Cancer cusp Leo, but with that energies of the Jupiter there, I found beautiful furniture, good furniture. I did a clearing on it and brought it here free, a table and night, what is it called? A lamp table, a table, sofa and table. Okay, free because the moving so the people were leaving. They're like, just go ahead, take it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the papa san, for my son. So it's just like, oh wow, expansion just could be people, items, could be moving, looking towards moving and moving yourself, having opportunities to expand your awareness of your roots, expanding your spirituality, and the basis of who you are. Because when we expand the basis of who we are, okay, I'm hearing expanding the basis of who we are allowing ourselves then to give off more positive energy, more love, and really show and have that compassion for others. So there might be a time of connecting more with your mother, okay, or mother figures, and your connection of being more of a mother, okay, either with your own children, with people who are younger than you are, okay, or you allowing yourself to nurture and mother other people. I know a lot of this time, a lot of you know that I'm a certified massage therapist, but I only massage if the person is coming in for a healing to help release the negative toxins that are built up in certain organs. Like yesterday, I was working on someone with they came in with a neck problem right here. And they're also healers, so they knew. They're like, I know it's gallbladder, situation. So in doing that and nurturing, they knew that I had to open up all the meridians, then the chakras, and then you know I was able to attend directly to the gallbladder. Okay, and before all that, I gave them some special water to chai and lemon water to really open up, the gallbladder to allow any stones and things that need to be released. And I told them they need to eat just pure fruits and vegetables for the rest of the day to allow the intestines then. Okay. But my point is that nurturing, you are nurturing. It could be also that you're nurturing your home, yourself. Remember to love yourself. Give yourself time to be yourself, to be within yourself. Because if you're trying to, if it's using other people for energy, that is not going to be nurturing yourself because that energy is not pure. The energy that's pure is from sources, from nature, from Mother Gaia, Madame Pele, all around us. And to really enjoy that because the energies that people use who are energetic vampires, they don't understand they can become toxic too when they're trying to attach themselves to someone else because they have other things, other issues going on, and we're also absorbing that. So be very aware, so offer that cleanse, do a nice clearing of the house, a really good clearing, go ahead, contact me or any one of our wonderful shamans here, our energy, transformational energy healers here with Celestial Soul Wellness. And if we're not in your actual physical um, vicinity, we can call one up. We're connected with many other healers, a wonderful community of us, and guide you to that. Okay, thank you. And let's move on. Hi there, Leo. Okay, Leo, we are having things going on in our third house, all right? Communication, 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 communication. Did I mention communication? And communication. So this now, if you have Mercury that's not natally retrograde, it's a good time to, go ahead and buy your electronics at this time. All right, work with your car, see what's going on. I know I had a flat tire, and we're within the energies, even though the new moon hasn't started yet. But it's interesting because air being Libra, the third house of needing to adjust that and taking the nail, what's piercing that out, but not taking it out yet because don't want it completely flat. So I had to go and change that and work with that, so I can be more mobile. And that really made me think about what is piercing my ego, and why am I allowing it to pierce my ego? and it's not allowing me to move forward and to release that, to do a clearing. And so that's really good too, because this could create a lot of communications with our siblings, with our cousins, with our neighbors. Just having, I mean, how many guys were out there changing the tires? Like, how many rojas does it take to change a tire? But I think they all made it. I say that, but then I realized how men are, and it was women use the feminine energy of, oh, let's all get our nails done to hang out. The men were like, oh, a reason to get all together as men. Aha, oh, a man, caveman, aha, right? I know that probably looked ridiculous, but it was a reason for them to get away a little and be men amongst themselves. And then I was like, I mean, even my son, he's the page turning into the knight, and one of his other cousins too. So, watching the knights working and tacking this tire. So it was really nice to see. But go ahead with this communications. Taking a new class is a possibility too for you to really brighten up, your communication skills. I know that there's also groups like Toastmaster or groups on Meetup that allow you to develop more your communication. So that way you acknowledging and seeing. There's NLP also. Uh, how what we say really represents what's going on in our focus. Okay. I remember there was one person the other day. The other day, it was probably about a month and a half ago, actually. They have a Leo moon, and they say, oh, where are you going? I go, oh, I'm going to go to nude yoga. And they're like, oh, I'm going to send a drone out there. I'm like, why would you do that? You know, they're like, oh, so I could videotape you guys naked doing yoga. And I looked at them and I said, please refrain from ever expressing such thoughts out loud again, especially outside of our circle, because you're showing them how you are not spiritually connected to the body, that you're only physically connected to the body. And so my point is what we say shows, okay, where our mind is and how we're connecting life constantly. So be very, very aware of that. If you don't want to give off certain ideas, go ahead and take a deep breath in and listen to other people speaking. And that'll help you too to develop your own, especially because lions like to roar. And when you want to roar, I think it'd be great if people looked at you admirably, right? And not like, what did you just say? Okay. Thank you, Leo. Thank you very much. Virgo, let's put this here. And okay, Virgo, you have changes going on in your financial sector. Okay, opportunities to start more money. Um, Also, too, is the North Node is been in your first house, and Jupiter is gone into your second house. So you've had a really developing who you are. What are your roots? Where do you want to connect those roots? Okay. If you're shaken up of where your roots are, it also could be because Saturn is there. So it's asking you to choose to stabilize those roots and always make sure your roots are connected to source above all than anything else, Virgos, okay? That is your number one connection and connection with Mother Gaia. Go take a lot of hikes, very good for you. And that will help your creativity to open, to allow that your morals, seeing what are your morals and values, and approving more of yourself, showing your value in yourself, showing your loving of yourself, okay? And that is something that's a good thing, isn't it? And then others can value you more too, because otherwise, you might be just feeling like you're a workhorse and you don't want that, okay? People do value you, but maybe you're just feeling a little bit lost. And so connect with others who are also have the same values and ideas. And if you're not finding it in your area of loved ones, well, reach out. These are wonderful groups out there. especially if you go on meetup.com. You would think I work for meetup.com. This second time I'm mentioning them. I don't. I am an organizer for one of the groups in this region, but go in your own region and look up. You know, if you like soccer and you haven't found, go up and meetup.com, see soccer for that area. If you like wine tasting, go for that area, Virgo. Connect with like-minded people. If you like underwater basket weaving, look that up. And you got to put tons of other stuff in there too. So that way you can see that other people do value you and have those same values and ideas, and you feel comfortable, okay, in creating and opening up that sacral chakra. So that energy is very special. Enjoy that very much. We're going to move on to Libra. Libra, we are having changes going on in your first house, okay? I'm going to ask you, Libra, be very aware. You can expand tremendously and physically. Watch what you eat because that sweet tooth, that salt tooth is really, really, especially with Jupiter hanging out there, conjunct that new moon, okay? And you're like, I want more. I want more. Oh, this is so good. This is so pleasurable. I want more. All right. And, so be aware of how much you can take because if you, I had my kidney demonstration, okay, Libra, kidneys rule Libra. And so here we have the adrenal, and they house the adrenals. All that sugar and salt can overattack the adrenals. And the adrenals then cannot release the appropriate hormones. I know a Libra who is pregnant right now, and I should have told her yesterday. Well, I'll tell her through this. Um, be aware because certain salt and sugars can create a natal a disposition of being diabetic, and so because it's retaining more, so being allowed to drink a lot of water, drink a lot of herbal teas or green tea. You could drink green tea even if you're pregnant, or just in general, white teas, red teas, Libra. That is very good and healthy for you. Eliminate sugar. If you use stevia, that's okay, but still, too much of the sweetness can ignite. Too much of anything, Libra, is not a good thing, you know. Learn how to progress and let it last. Another thing too is those energies are going to be very high and expansive right now. Okay, and so be very aware of that. So if you're reacting and feeling a little bit tense and reactive, ground yourself. This is a good time to ground. Stay balanced. Really indulge in both the masculine essence of you, the feminine essence of you, you know. Use those energies right now. I'm looking because this reminded me, I saw myself here and it reminded me of a yoga pose, you know. So, and really, you know, do some yoga for that balance. But really, a time to change certain physical aspects of yourself towards more beauty. Healthy, though, balancing that because if we're putting constantly on ourselves, okay, we are stripping away and we're putting toxins. And I have a beautiful friend, a gorgeous friend who's a stylist, a beautician, and she works with makeup a lot. And because she is a makeup artist and a stylist for work, she has to have that on. But it's very good because she realizes, okay, it's time to, you know, leave. I'm leaving work. I'm washing it all off because she is representing herself, almost kind of walking billboard with that makeup on, saying, "Look, I can do this with you," you know. But also too, she's allowing herself to be and accepting herself to be, and that's very important, Libra. That within all that, are you allowing yourself to open up and be and love yourself, and allowing others to love you? And it's a good thing to be loved for you. Okay, now not just what you can be temporary, but for what you can be always. And when we are loved for that, we have this wonderful, wonderful feeling, you know, and it just expands through us and it gives us value and appreciation and approval. And I don't know, I mean, yes, I do know it's great. And that is better than just being admired for our looks. Okay, let's move on. Um, Scorpios. All right, Scorpio. So, are we going to be the Dom or the dominatrix? Are you going to be, the submissive? Okay. Finding that balance, understanding yourself. This is happening in your 12th house. So I'm just having fun with that right now, Scorpio. It's having fun with that, going down deep inside of yourself, allowing yourself to exist on all planes and on all levels. You need that. You need that expansion. You need that those different sides to be respected and loved and give that loving. If you're always on and you're the boss at work and you're also a parent, allow then that inner child to come out and have fun once in a while, okay? And safely, knowing that it's safe to. Be the parent to your own inner child. If you're always the child, go ahead and offer some. I'm hearing some noises. Excuse me. Okay, Ragnar's here with me. All right. So if you are always the child, balance it out with taking some responsibilities and knowing that and admiring yourself, how wonderfully and easily you are able to handle those responsibilities. This is a good time for a time out to meditate and really go. Ragnar's right underneath my chair there. I love the baby. Okay, and really go inside yourself and allow that transformation to happen, and you're feeling safe and allowing that balance. Maybe one day you want to be wearing, jeans, boots, and leather, and the next day you want to wear a skirt, or you still could be a man and feel free. I mean, look at the Scots, right? You see Scots over there. They're wearing kilts and that freedom, ease, shorts, and be so that way you are less encumbersome. Allow your body to be as free as you would like to really be within yourself. Too much control also then doesn't allow you to learn, because sooner or later we do have to evolve and learn. And so putting ourselves out there in a learning capacity, which is more of a submissive because we are absorbing and allowing ourselves to be taught and guided by others, okay, is also then we can then share that later on with others and our loved ones. And that can really help to develop ourselves, allow ourselves to grow, and really ascend and allow ourselves to shine and be that divine spirit that we are. Okay, thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful new moon. Uh, and if you like any part of this, Scorpio, thumbs up, please. And share. And I love compassionate, constructive comments. Okay, moving on. We have Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. You guys are really trying the best possible to be flexible with Saturn. Daddy's been there at your home, and you're just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Can I do my own thing yet? But at the same time, you're learning how to harmonize with them and realizing that some stability did need to happen, creating some roots needed to happen, you know. So concerns also with your father, maybe their health. Also, it is looking into yourself and you becoming that man. You are not just that knight anymore. You are developing yourself to be the king, all right? Because after Sagittarius comes Capricorn. And those of you who do know about astrology, um, Sagittarius, in your progressive chart, you will go slowly. Your sun moves into Capricorn. But this changes is really knowing that your goals are changing too, because you are no longer that knight. You are no longer that page boy. All right. And so moving to that next step, your goals are changing. And because your goals are changing and the emphasis of things in your life, you are then also going to need a different surrounding of like-minded friends and company that you can encourage these goals and help guide you towards these goals. Oh, look, it was 222. So, in knowing that, go look out. Sometimes it's can't find them within our family, but we can look into them with our friends, new groups. Go on meetup.com, join new groups for your new interests. Interesting enough, though, the 11th house also represents step and adopted children. So maybe you're having a new opportunity to be a father here, to allow yourself to be a father, bring a new child into your life, okay, unofficially or officially, and how you're going to work with them regarding that and interacting with them, and how you're going to allow that childlike freedom to be part of your life, all right, and to indulge in that in a healthy way for that positive frequency, okay. And those negative ions, I say positive frequency, positive vibes, but it's also because of the negative ions. It sounds like an oxymoron almost, but it is what it is. So really see that and offer that opportunities for you to expand and allow yourself to be the um, the king now and no longer the knight. All right. Well, thank you, Sagittarius, and enjoy and stay tuned for more. Okay, Capricorn. So, Capricorn. Whoops. Yes. Hi there, Capricorn. So, by the way, if any of this resonates and you would like more details, please contact us for your 6-month forecast. Okay. Your solar return and is coming up towards the end of the year. But anyway, Capricorn, you're having these wonderful changes happening in your 10th house. Some new beginnings. You've been having the eclipses, some instability happening. You didn't like that, but you knew that they needed to change. You're just going a little bit slow on it, and now they're happening. And so, what's going on now is you are the daddy, you are the father. Okay, you're like, well, yeah, I'm a Capricorn. Or more so because these changes are happening in your 10th house. And interesting enough, you being the daddy, you are also having Libra in your 10th house, needing to balance that masculine and feminine essence all the time. All right. So, which is interesting enough because Capricorn is a feminine sign, but it's a very much a daddy sign, whereas Cancer is the mommy sign. Okay, so we were talking, Capricorn, about balancing those energies, that essence of that daddy, that masculine and feminine, with Libra being there, keeping the harmony, um, being an authority figure and still staying balanced and still Ragnar right there playing with the fly. Okay. You go, Ragnar. You do your job. Let me just move this for. So really enjoying and balancing that out and seeing the new opportunities. Maybe you're having a new authority figure come into your work, or you becoming the new authority figure, a supervisor. Okay. Um, and so you're working and balancing out those energies and really seeing the opportunities. You might feel a little bit blocked, but don't. Just know that, okay, with new people come new ideas, new perspectives, new rules, and taking that into consideration, then you're able to apply that, all right, and go, okay, let me see their perspective. And as, instead of seeing it as, I don't want to change. I barely got things out. I don't got time for this. Just take it as an opportunity. Think, new authority figure, new opportunity to expand, new opportunity for me to greet and meet new people, and you being the Capricorn you are, to move forward up the ladder. All right. So in learning their perspectives, the faster you learn them and implement them, you get to move up also, right? So it's a matter of perspective there, Capricorn. So hopefully you enjoy that and everything be well. Okay, let's continue with oh, by the way, Capricorn, if you're ever curious, go ahead, contact us. It's Celestial Soul Wellness for your solar return, which is coming up in end of December, or for your 6-month forecast. And also too, for we have wonderful healers here, so for energy transformational healing, and if we work with Skype and by phone. We completely support this wonderful new change of yours. Thank you. So we're going to move right along to Aquarius. Hi there, Aquarius. Hi there, Aquarius. So thank you for watching. Also, do know that we're available for solar return reports, um, 6-month forecasts, and well, look at our site, www.celestialsoulwellness.com. And if you speak Spanish, www.nereidalasirena.com. Se habla español. All right, Aquarius, I'm being silly. Let's move on. You guys got changes going on in your ninth house. So, wow, this is a great time. You guys being, Aquarius is a masculine sign. It is also a sign of connection, um, and being socially aware. Yet at the same time, you're having this new start of connection with, source, with the far and beyond, opportunities to travel. For some of you, that is far and beyond, and we're talking about long distance Aquarius, okay? And going out there. And also, those opportunities could be too that you're expanding yourself, your knowledge, you're taking a higher class, going to a different university, or going to the university, going into a high school, okay, those changes, or you're passing that test, and going on to something new. At the same time, you're having opportunities to connect and really see how you're better representing your soul in that realm. And so, in doing so, you are a Libra is also a masculine. Well, all the air signs are masculine. And so, yet it's dealing with the balancing of that masculine, feminine essence. You guys are very into social revolution, I say, and because you want those changes to happen. It's like you guys were born with a fight within you to just say, nah, this isn't working. Let's change it. Okay. And which is good, because without you Aquarius, the Capricorn situations could get too sedentary and outlived, and no longer representing the evolution of humankind and our soul. So we need that. And this is interesting because now you guys get an opportunity to reconnect on a higher level, bringing those energies in, and then hence to move it forward. Okay. So that's exciting. As we see too, with the progression of, we have Pluto really cutting down, all right, what's going on in our system, and Capricorn, and Mars is going to be going in there too, so it's just really allowing that to just happen. And you guys are good, are the leaders, and saying, thanks, but this needs to happen now. Okay. And bringing in the new ideas and how to do it in a way that's balanced. One thing is to just cut down and have revolutions, but then what? Are we really supporting humankind, or are we just, now we took away? But anytime we take something away, okay, we need to put in, if not in that void, and something positive, some new guidance If not, it's, that void is going to just be pestered with negativity, a new cancer that's going to spread. That's why people have reoccurring cancer, okay? They haven't changed the lifestyle. They're still living because they don't have the knowledge of a new lifestyle. All right, so they, what they say in Spanish, mejor madre sabe que vende conocer, because they already at least know what can be done and what can't be done. I just want to show you something, Aquarius, coincidentally. Look who's right there. You guys see him? Say hi to Ragnar. Hey, Ragnar. I love you. They love you too. Okay. So thank you for humoring me with that. But anyway, I love Ragnar. He's my buddy. He's my buddy. And so, anytime I have an Aquarius moon, he's my buddy. Okay. And so that is really important to consider. And having this new moon in Libra gives you the opportunity then to develop the new ideas. Okay. Because in this whole change that Pluto's creating in Capricorn, to find that balance, to create that feng shui harmony and beauty within those necessary changes. Okay, thank you. If you like any part of this video, please share, thumbs up. It's always appreciated. And always wonderful, compassionate, constructive comments. I love completely. Thank you. So let's move on to Pisces. Pisces, you're having changes in your 8th house. Transformation. Oh, how nice. You're initiating this necessary changes that you've been going through. Perhaps a good thing to do too in the 8th house is having that transformational energy healings, releasing the old, allowing the new. Every time I look at, because I got a window here and I have this tree here, beautiful tree, and I just look at both Ragnar and I looking out. We're just enjoying those energies. So when I look that way, it's not I'm trying to give you my back. It's that I look towards source for thoughts of how to word certain things that could really resonate with you, you know. So having that opportunity to really transform yourself, maybe there's opportunities here to connect with other people's finances, or you're getting a new loan, a school loan. Um, there might be also a situation of needing a surgery, you know. I know someone who had an energetic surgery, major, 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 just taking things out, and just all that negativity within them. Okay, so that way to avoid the physicality of the aches and pains. Let's see what other things are going on that I really see with Neptune right there is that transformation and that connection with the higher self. So really being aware of that, and it's supportive because Venus being in Scorpio, and Scorpio is the ruler of the 8th house though in general. So Libra, Venus rules Libra, and it's in your 8th house, and 8th house about transformation, and that Venus is in Scorpio. It's really about just taking out all the junk that's inside. And that also means like if you have loans you haven't paid off, okay, pay it off, get rid of it, release it, release it, release it. Take out all those toxins that have been, it's a good time to detox. All right, and make a new, open yourself up for higher connections. Okay, because the stuff that we eat creates density. So we want to keep ourselves on a higher frequency so that way we can be stable within our knowing. And, that way there aren't any panic attacks. Because if you overindulge, you're going to end up hurting yourself. You're going to have problems with your kidneys. You're going to retain water. You're going to break out. You're going to bloat. You're going to have problems with your feet then, and also problems with your reproductive system. All right. And those are the negative things that can happen during this time. But if you decide to detox, you're cleansing and allowing free movement of your feet, easier movements in your bowels. And isn't that more pleasurable? Instead of being like, oh God, I can't move, I got a retention of water there, I got this and that. Oh, yucky. That's not pleasure, you know. And then of course, then you're going to get depressed because and anxiety. Is that really something fun to look into? Do you really want that kind of attention when you can know what's so possible is having that attention for being artistic and moving around and offering that higher octave of beauty in people's lives? Do you really like giving that guilt trip? Do you really like saying, woe is me, and playing the victim when you have complete choice of living life or denying yourself life and then making people live accordingly? So, really transform yourself at this time. It's a good time, it's a wonderful time, especially after all those eclipses. You've had some shaken up things going on. And if you haven't already done so, get in touch with a healer ourselves, to clear out all that old baggage, especially since you have the South Node there. Okay, in Pisces, and hanging out, and just right there next to Neptune. Just release it, let it go, let it go, let it go. Time to heal, clean out everything that's underground, and just release it all, release it all, release it all, release it all. Okay, and as I'm speaking, I am helping you to release it all. Take deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And I send you healing positive light to just, as you're breathing, just go down deep, go down deeper inside and console that inner child, console the ego and the lower self that everything's okay and it is time to live. It's time to be free than the waters of life, to flow through and see how easy and flowing and wonderful life really is. Just allow yourself to be open to take out all those negative perspectives, all those outlaw memories and thoughts that are hindering you, and just taking it all out, all out, all out. All out of your DNA, all out of your descendants, all out of your past lives, and all out of just the experiences of this lifetime, and just throw it to the sun, and we're going to just fill you up with healing, loving light, knowing that life is worthy to be lived and life is fun and life is pleasurable, and just keeping the positive and that living healthily brings more pleasure into life. Breathing that all in, breathe that all in, Pisces, and have that feel good. Whenever you're ready, go ahead, open your eyes. And I thank you for allowing me to do that real quick. Energy clearing on you guys. Oh, it's a little freebie, a little like C's candy taste, okay? So if you like more, contact us, contact me, okay, at Celestial Soul Wellness, or on Facebook or on Twitter. But we're here for you to encourage and support you on a you blissfully healthy. Thank you. If you liked any part of this video, please thumbs up and share it with your friends and family and loved ones, and or someone who you think who could benefit from this information. And contact us. And I love compassionate, constructive comments. Thank you. And this is Nereida La Sirena with Celestial Soul Wellness. Chasito.